Streaming on clickorlando.com. You're watching News 6 at 10.
I know it's hard. It's hard for me, and I'm the superintendent.
Now on News 6-7, schools are on the chopping block, but it's not a done deal yet. Details on plans that could disrupt thousands of families in Orange County.
She didn't deserve to be dumped on the side of a road. No person, no human does.
A grieving mom shares her hope for answers why detectives were out searching for her daughter's remains 2 years after she vanished.
Plus, quite a big change in our forecast. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas pinpoints details of a dramatic warm-up.
This is amazing. It's a blessing. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. I'm a mother of 4.
One of our favorite days of the year, how our viewers made Christmas presents possible for thousands of kids, teens, and seniors.
But we start tonight with breaking news now at 10. President Trump just announced the U.S. is launching a blockade against Venezuela. I'm Ginger Gadsden. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Matt Austin. You can see behind us another large Navy U.S. ship arrived today in Puerto Rico, bound for Venezuela. On Truth Social tonight, the president says our Navy will stop sanctioned oil tankers from arriving or leaving Venezuela. The president's post says in part, quote, Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be like nothing they have ever seen before. Adding, quote, the Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. Earlier today, the Trump administration defended more than 24 attacks on what it calls Venezuelan drug boats. Erica Brown has more from Capitol Hill.
Top Trump administration officials briefed lawmakers on Capitol Hill Tuesday about U.S. military operations targeting alleged drug boats, including recent strikes on 3 boats in the Pacific that killed 8.
Provided a lot of information, obviously classified, so I can't share it with you, but obviously some will agree, some will disagree, but it's important we keep Congress informed.
But some lawmakers were dissatisfied with the briefing and continue to question the legality of the strikes.
We're all in favor of stopping the flow of narcotics, cocaine and fentanyl, but there are ways to do it without killing in this kind of combatant situation.
Others suggested U.S. actions against Venezuela don't go far enough. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina says he wants to see Venezuela's leader Nicolas Maduro ousted.
You cannot allow this man to be standing after this display of force, and I did not get a very good answer as to what happens next.
President Trump has threatened more U.S. military action in Venezuela, saying strikes on land targets will begin soon.
Now, we may learn more from the president tomorrow night. He plans to address the nation at 9 o'clock. We will carry it live on News 6 and clickorlando.com.
Breaking news out of Sanford tonight. Police investigators just announced they have arrested one of their own for 79 counts of official misconduct and 1 count of organized fraud. So here's the official work picture of Officer Ronnie Neal. In a press release just out, police say last year the city began looking into pay Officer Neal billed for off-duty work. The investigation claims those bills were fraudulent. Neal is facing 2nd and 3rd degree felony charges, and more charges could follow. Neal was relieved of duty and placed on administrative leave December 9th. He has been with the Sanford Police since 2003 and most recently was an investigator in Professional Standards Unit. We'll have reaction from Police Chief coming up at 11.
Our other top story now at 10 tonight, a dollars and cents debate that will tear up the maps and traditions for thousands of local families. 7 schools are now set for closure in Orange County. And while no final decisions were made tonight, the school board did approve plans to draw up new school boundary maps. The reason, the superintendent tells News 6 tonight, enrollment is down and it's too expensive to keep them open. Your Orange County community correspondent Troy Campbell was inside the meeting.
We were inside school board chambers for several hours as board members discussed the possibility of those closures. Ultimately, they did agree to move forward with planning a rezoning map for the students who would be affected.
Today we were having a really difficult conversation.
Orange County Public Schools Superintendent Maria Vasquez says now that she has the school board's consensus, district staff will draw up rezoning maps for students who attend 7 schools that could face closure.
I know it's hard. It's hard for me, and I'm the superintendent. And I want them to know that we are doing what we believe is best for the children and their opportunities.
In a presentation, school leaders explained to the board how a drop in enrollment is costing too much money to keep the schools open. The superintendent then recommended the plan they called consolidation. It includes shutting down Union Park Middle School, Bonneville Elementary School, Chickasaw Elementary School, Orla Vista Elementary, as well as Eccleston, Meadowwoods, and McCoy Elementary Schools.
A lot of parents are asking, why my school? They feel like maybe it's their school grade or maybe the culture. That's actually not at all why. It's really, truly just the enrollment numbers are down.
District 3 board member Alicia Ferrant says she's heard from parents at Meadowwoods Elementary who are concerned, but says tough decisions need to be made.
As a leader here in Orange County, we have to make these difficult decisions to do what is best for our community and be fiscally responsible as well.
OCPS says there's been about a 4% decline in enrollment over the past 3 years. That's nearly 10,000 fewer students due to a drop in birth rates and families choosing charter schools instead.
I'm sick to my stomach. I don't want to close schools. All these schools deserve to stay open, every single one of them.
District 1 board member Angie Gallo says the closures would allow for students to attend other schools that could improve their education experience.
But at some point, we've got to put students first, and this is what we're doing. We're putting students first to make sure that every student has a high-quality education with the programs they deserve.
And what's next? School officials say they will host community meetings in those neighborhoods that are affected by those closures. In Orlando, I'm your community correspondent, Troy Campbell, News 6.
A similar school closing debate is also underway in Brevard County with the city's only elementary school on the chopping block. The Cape Canaveral City Council voted tonight to meet with Brevard school leaders and the school board. And we've told you before, Cape View Elementary School could close because of low enrollment. If the school board moves forward, nearly 300 students would have to switch to Roosevelt Elementary School, about 7 miles away in Cocoa Beach. This proposal has drawn pushback, though, with more than 2,000 people signing an online petition to keep the school open. At tonight's meeting, commissioners agreed they want to meet with the school board.
Developing tonight in Lake County, Leesburg police now searching for 2 persons of interest in a deadly weekend shooting. So take a look at their pictures. They're James Fenderson IV and DeAndre Wright. If you know where to find these men, call Leesburg Police or Crime Line. 18-year-old Juan Gomez Jr. was shot to death on Sunday. He was found in a car in Berry Park. Investigators have not yet released a motive in the shooting. We were the first to break this story on the News 6 app for your smartphone. Search WKMG in your app store to be the first to learn about local breaking news.
It's important to understand that sometimes when you're nice to evil people, they kill you.
That is Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd sharing details of an arrest in a stabbing attack that took the life of a retired nurse. According to Sheriff Judd, a neighbor discovered John Torino's body in his home last Thursday. They believe he was beaten and stabbed repeatedly by a former roommate. Deputies say 19-year-old Julian Trevino ran from them but was soon found and handcuffed. They say Trevino confessed to breaking into the home after he was kicked out, killing his former roommate with a kitchen knife and a wine bottle, and stealing cash and credit cards. Trevino is being held without bond on murder, armed robbery, and other charges.
In Brevard County today, a new search for any trace of a young mom of 4 missing nearly 2 years now. Marissa Garcia was last seen 2 days before Christmas in 2023. In a major update Friday, your Palm Bay community correspondent James Sparvero finally got answers from police who have now made an arrest. James was out with the family today as detectives continue looking for remains.
Could the last person to have seen a missing mother of 4 have dumped her body here? Last week, in an update to my reporting about the mysterious disappearance of Marissa Garcia, Palm Bay police finally made an arrest in connection to the 2023 case. 32-year-old Stephen Eid is facing charges like disturbing a dead body. 2 years ago, police say Eid picked up Garcia to pay her to have sex, but according to him, she overdosed. According to an affidavit, he told police he tried CPR but never called 911. Instead, he threw Marissa's phone in the woods and then brought her body here, an hour away, on Hammock Road in Mims.
She didn't deserve to be dumped on the side of a road. No person, no human does.
Because police still haven't found Marissa's remains, her mother Michelle joined a new search Tuesday.
Why are we standing here and not knowing exactly where she is? We're on another goose chase looking for a body that's not here.
What gives you hope that something might change now?
God. It's God that's got me standing here today, strong enough to even come here and look and wrap my brain around the fact that something like this could happen.
I wanted to ask police Tuesday about the investigation, but I was told Chief Mario Agello wasn't available. Here's what Michelle would like to say to Stephen Eid. He's out on bond now.
Tell us exactly where she is. You know where you dropped her. There's no way you could have forgotten where you took her out of the truck and put her body. And I ask you to come forth and tell the truth.
And as this search continues, I'll continue to keep you updated on any new developments. In Brevard County, I'm your Palm Bay community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
Well, it's one of our favorite days of the year, made possible every year by our generous viewers.
Yeah, so we asked you to be an angel for the Salvation Army Angels Tree program, and here's proof you delivered.
This is amazing. It's a blessing. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. I'm a mother of 4.
We will take you out to the Joy Center as parents picked up presents for thousands of kids and teens.
Seasonally cool evening tonight. It's going to be a pretty typical day tomorrow, and then the big time warmth builds for the weekend and into Christmas. We're going to highlight that part of your forecast coming up at about 10:19.
And did you know something you probably have on your car right now could land you in trouble with the law? Next, I'm going to show you what it is and just how much it's on law enforcement's radar. You're watching News 6 at 10. We are live on a Tuesday night covering Port Orange, St. Cloud, and all of Central Florida. This portion of the news is sponsored by Central Florida Honda Dealers.
Now on News 6, your license plate could land you in jail or not. Since the new state law went into effect in October, the reactions to the change have been all over the place, much like your driving match.
Well, not just from drivers, but from law enforcement too. So I went to the experts to get some answers for you, not her, none of which will make you feel any better about that little frame around your license plate.
Whether it's the dealership that sold you the car, your alma mater, or just something that speaks to your soul, even your Kia Soul. The license plate frame has become a common feature and could land you in jail. Or not. Nobody seems to know. The Florida Sheriff's Association was proud to say its frame is fine, but that's about it. Ocoee police told drivers that a frame that hides even a small section can lead to a second-degree misdemeanor. So did the state attorney in Southwest Florida. Then there's the Volusia Sheriff with this lengthy post declaring as long as the numbers and letters are visible as well as the yellow sticker, you're okay. Or are you? News 6 found more than a dozen recent cases where drivers got tickets under the new law, including several in Fruitland Park, like this one with a frame featuring palm trees.
Clearly a lot is blocked on this.
A lot is blocked on this. Primarily the issue here is the bottom.
Rachel Maddie is a criminal defense attorney with the Umansky Law Firm. She calls the new law vague, warning its intent may be to go after people intentionally trying to hide their plates with shields and mechanical devices. But that's not how it can be interpreted.
Because of the way that it's actually worded. The statute says you cannot alter the original appearance of your license plate in any way. The biggest difference is how it's now going to be able to be penalized, right? So instead of a traffic infraction, now it's a criminal offense.
News 6's Trooper Steve stresses while officers may not be looking to pull you over for slightly covering the tag, they can.
The law is basically saying anything that obstructs that tag can get you pulled over. To be safe, as long as your tag frame is not covering any text, I don't care if it's the top where it says Florida or the bottom where it says the Sunshine State or your county, then you're good to go.
Or you could just remove the frame altogether. Or not.
So we did actually get some clarification from the state in this memo right here. The state tells us that Volusia was correct. Sheriff Chitwood would be happy to hear that. As long as the license plate numbers and decals are not covered, your frame is permitted.
But it just has a lot of people a little nervous about driving because they've had the same frame for a long time. And if it is one of those in question.
If you're nervous about it, just take it off, and then you don't have to worry about it.
But it's just one other thing to have to do.
Worry
We've
about.
got a lot of things on the list
It's
already.
True.
Well, it is one of our favorite days every year here at News 6. Angel Tree Distribution Day, when we are able to give out all of the gifts you donated for thousands of kids, teens, and seniors who might not have had a Christmas otherwise.
News 6's Alex Cook captured the sights and sounds and emotion from the Joy Center.
The Christmas spirit is alive and well out here in the smiles of the parents picking up gifts and the Salvation Army volunteers that are help handing them out. This is where they actually come out. You can see these big white bags come out to the parents, and they even help load them up in their cars over here. I spoke to some of those parents to say this year's been tough, but thanks to the generosity of the Central Florida community, they'll be able to give their kids the magical Christmas morning they deserve.
Like Melissa, whose 6-year-old daughter wanted a bike.
I just lost my job, and I'm recently starting to go back to school. So right now, this is a big help, and I really do want to say thank you.
And Jessica Burke, who has a boy and 4 girls at home.
My family, we wound up losing our income, so I wasn't able to be able to provide the Christmas that I felt like I really wanted to be able to provide for my kids.
Florence brought her 6-month-old daughter to pick up gifts for the rest of the family.
This is amazing. It's a blessing. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. I'm a mother of 4, so it's a lot. The bills are high now, so with this as a help to offset what I can't afford to buy. So this is, like I said, a blessing. Angel Tree is amazing. It's my first year, so I'm ultimately excited.
No matter their parents' struggles, these kids will find new bikes, toys, games, and stuffed animals under the tree this year. Major Deanne Glick with the Salvation Army says the amount of families they're able to help is all thanks to the generosity of the people of Central Florida, including News 6 viewers who donated the gifts.
Over 5,000 children that we're taking care of. Orange County are the most generous people I've ever seen. I've been doing Angel Tree for over 25 years. And the stuff is just amazing.
For these families, this Angel Tree program is more than just gifts. It's a reminder that they're not alone this holiday season. In Orlando, Alex Cook, News 6.
Anytime someone's new to the area, they always are really blown away by the generosity of the people.
It really is amazing.
Holiday cheer is happening all over Central Florida tonight. The city of Kissimmee held its annual menorah lighting ceremony downtown. Tonight marks the 3rd night of Hanukkah. After the lighting itself, we saw some traditional dancing and even something that was not so traditional. There were some break dancers out there. I'm all for whatever it takes to, get people out to celebrate.
It is just the best season.
It
right
really is.
now.
And this weather is just the cherry on the top.
It's so good.
Perfect.
Meteorologist Jonathan Kagas joins us now. We are warming up a little bit.
We are, yeah, so it might not be as festive as we go forward over the next couple of days and then really into Christmas week to round out the rest of Hanukkah as well. We're back to the lower 60s right now in Orlando. The chill retreating back to the north where it is in the low to mid 40s across the northern tier of the state into the panhandle, hanging around 40 degrees still in Tallahassee. Nice quiet night. We do have those clouds in and out. We were talking about that earlier, that every now and then also some drizzle going to be possible, and that's going to be the case over the next couple of days. Really not expecting any kind of widespread rain. We're increased rain chances slightly getting into Thursday. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just one second. There's a live look with our Light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam in downtown Orlando. We're in the low 60s. Under that mainly cloudy sky is being reported at the Orlando International Airport. The breeze out of the north-northeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. 57 right now in Palm Coast. Mount Dora, good evening. A nice comfortable 59 degrees. 64 in Kissimmee. We just saw that real-time temperature change right there on the map. Holopah, we are back to 63. Melbourne, we are at 68 degrees right now. Same for us in Mitco. Now, tomorrow morning, you still may want the light jacket. It's still going to be cool, but it is seasonably cool out there. Low temperatures this time of the year are supposed to be in the low to mid 50s. That's exactly where we're going to be checking in tomorrow. We're hanging into the upper 60s right along the Space Coast tomorrow. Now, highs get back into the middle 70s. Watch out again for some fog. We had that come back through earlier today, and we're going to be watching for the development of that fog where we keep our skies on the clear side as the wind continues to die down. So be on the lookout for that. We're back to the mid 70s for most of the afternoon. Rain chances at 10%. Again, that's to account for that stray downpour with that easterly breeze coming in off of the ocean. Most of us will be dry. Pinpointed that right here. There's 10 o'clock tonight as you watch these kind of waves of clouds come through. And this is going to be the best opportunity. Really, if you drew a line right down the middle of the Florida Peninsula, everyone to the west is going to have the better opportunity for some fog, as we're going to have the opportunity to keep the clouds along the eastern side of the state. When there's clouds around, fog typically does not develop, at least on a widespread scale. Here we go into Tuesday as we continue to see the motion come out of the south and east. Could have a couple of downpours sneak back on shore. The warm up will continue to build over the next couple of days. We're talking 50s on Christmas morning, 70s by the afternoon, and those 70s could be mid to upper 70s, if not even pushing 80 degrees. We're talking about that kind of warmth building back into central Florida, all because of a gigantic pattern change. The big chill is just clinging to the northern tier of the country, closer to the Canadian border. That chunk of high pressure going to help to deflect everything. This is next Wednesday through Friday, by the way, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. That's something we're going to be tracking over the next couple of days. Rain chances up to 30% on Thursday, 78 degrees on Friday. We're keeping things into the upper 70s through the middle part of next work week.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Well, it is a fight to keep what was once a small farming road rural.
Neighbors worry about safety, growth, and preserving history, but some say improvements are needed. The debate next at 10.
With more houses going up near road number 2, that means more cars will be on the road. I'm your Lake County community correspondent, Emily McLeod. Residents say they're concerned for their safety because the lanes are so narrow. You saw that car that just passed me. It barely had any room to fit in the lane. Now commissioners are trying to figure out the best way to handle this, and they say it's a conundrum.
Lanes are narrow as 7.5 feet in several different portions, so a large truck can't fit on it. Semi-trucks certainly can't fit on it. School buses can't fit on it.
Brittany Lurch lives on Bloomfield Road just off of number 2 road. She uses the road every day and says she and her neighbors are worried about additional traffic on number 2 road with new developments on the way.
It's extremely unsafe, and for us that live there, we experience it every single day.
Now, during Tuesday's commission meeting, commissioners discussed safety improvements as well as transferring a portion of the road from Silverwood Lane to State Road 19 to the town of Howey in the Hills. Sandy Russ tells me she is against the idea of transferring the road.
As rural residents, we need some protection, and that's what the Lake County Commissioners are supposed to be doing for us. We vote them in. We have no voting ability for Leesburg or Howey council members or commissioners.
Lake County Commissioner Kirby Smith was in favor of transferring a portion of the road.
I'm of the opinion that we can keep the pressure on Howey and on Leesburg, let them take over the roads, and then we take the money saved from having to maintain the city roads and pour that money back into the stretch of 2.2 miles of road that's going to remain county and will probably always remain county.
But Commissioner Leslie Campione pushed back.
One of the worst situations you find yourself in as a commissioner when you have unincorporated residents that are asking for help and you have literally ceded your control over being able to help with the situation.
Now, commissioners ultimately voted to hold off on transferring the road for another 6 months. In the meantime, they've implemented some safety improvements, including lowering the speed limit and adding reflectors to the center line. For now, reporting in Lake County, I'm your Lake County community correspondent, Emily McLeod, News 6.
Thank you so much for joining us. You can find all of tonight's stories plus breaking news on News 6 Plus.
It's free to download to your smart TV or streaming device. Have a great night. We'll see you at 11.